Hello everyone, Thursday, July 25th, 2019. Of course, yesterday was New Comic Book Day, which means right now today is New Comic Book Video time. It was another really big week for books, so we're going to jump right into it, and then I have a viewer asked a question, and I'm going to answer that question at the end of this video. So here we go. Guardians of the Galaxy number 7. This is the start of the Death of Rocket Raccoon storyline. I haven't had a chance to read any of these books, so I'm hoping to get caught up in the next couple of weeks. But here's this. This is cover A. And then, of course, all the Carnage covers coming out. This is the Carnageized version of that book right there. Really cool looking. This was selling really, really well. Road to 300, Spawn number 298. Of course, homage cover right there. One of McFarlane's classic covers. Here's that. And they are starting to trickle out the covers for 300. And I have not seen any of them, but I had a couple of friends who saw a couple, and he said they are really, really nice looking. A couple of them are. So I am looking forward to seeing that whole list because we are just 2 books away from 300, which is a huge, huge deal in comic books. Farmhand number 10. There's that there. House of X came out. I'm not really thinking a whole lot about this book. I haven't read it, but I'm not expecting a whole lot because a lot of the X-Men stories, in my opinion, haven't been that great. I did buy one cover, which was this one here, because it's going to be a connecting cover, and I love connecting cover books, so there's that one there. And this, what's the cover on this? Was it $5.99 or? It doesn't say what it was. I think it was a $5.99 book because I didn't see a whole lot of expensive ones, but right there, again, no big deal on that book in my opinion. Grim Fairy Tale swimsuit issue, that's a cover purchase right there. Batman, Curse of the White Knight, which I am really looking forward to reading. This was one cover here with Azrael on the cover. And then the regular cover here. Of course, this is all part of the DC Black Label storyline. So this is the one that's probably the first one I'm going to read this week is going to be this one here. Let me know what you thought about it if you read it as well. This is You're the Villain, Detective 108. Anything with the Joker, I'm going to be all over. He's having a good time on that roller coaster. I don't know if I showed this one last week or not. Betty Page, this is number 2, Unbound. But it's Betty Page, so what are you going to lose? Love me some Betty Page. Batgirl 37. Really cool cover here for this book here. This is Killer Grooves number 3. Cocaine in the shape of a guitar. Again, this is a pretty cool storyline. If any of you have read it, let me know what you think. This is from Aftershock. Not a huge Power Ranger fan, as I stated, but this was a foil cover I thought was pretty cool. Power Rangers number 41. This was selling pretty good. Sorry about that glare, but foil covers are going to do that. Zombie Tramp 62. Cover 1 there. Pretty cool cover. Of course, Mendoza is no longer doing Zombie Tramp, but the book is still good. And then you have the topless version, but I had someone complain, so there is the topless version covered up. Got to use your imagination. And then the same thing here, the headless version right there where she has a head in her hand. There is that. The Electric Black, number 2. I enjoyed number 1. Looking forward to number 2 right there. Kind of a wicked cover right there with that nun. Archie vs. Predator 2. This was one cover here. This is a 5-part series. Here's one cover of that book with all the girls on it. You can't go wrong with anything with Betty and Veronica on an Archie book. There's always a big market for that. So there's that one here. And then it wouldn't be Predator without showing the Predator. This was the cover F version, so I did enjoy this one here. So I grabbed one of these. Another cover purchase, Scotty Young. This is the Marvel's Epilogue. But Scotty Young makes me laugh with some of his covers. He did some really good Battlestar Galactica ones, and then this one here I saw, and I was like, I'll just grab it because I think it's pretty funny. Valkyrie #1. There's that. Dark Red #5. Wasn't real wild about issue 4. I'm hoping to see issue 5 pick it up a little bit. So there's that here. Dark Red, still a good storyline. Symbiote Spider-Man #4. Little black cat action there. And he's in the black suit. So really nice there. Monster World: The Golden Age, issue #1. At the End of Your Tether, or tether, however you want to say it. Some people say tether, some people say tether. There's that there. Awesome cover on this and a good storyline. This is from Boom Studios, Bone Parish #11. Doesn't look too good for our friend right there on his knees under the big tree, so probably going to end poorly for him. Tony Stark, Iron Man 14, little Carnage action. Title of the week, Star Pig #1. How can you not love a book called Star Pig? Boom. Garth Ennis, issue #12 of A Walk Through Hell. Really good storyline here. I enjoy stuff like this, as we have stated in the past. And the last book I picked up, as you can see, a big week, is Drawing Blood #3. Of course, this is Kevin Eastman. Kind of a cool cover. There's 2 covers of this. This is the only cover I grabbed. There's that one there. That was the extent of the new books. And then I usually don't pick up pops, but I did enjoy the character Red Death, which I thought was pretty cool. And they came out with a Red Death pop, a PX exclusive. And I like the black box for it. There's that there. Of course, celebrating 80 years of Batman. And there is, I don't know if you can see that or not with the glare, but really cool looking figure. So I picked that one up just to have it. Again, being a huge Batman fan, as I am, as we already know, and I've stated that several times, that was kind of a no-brainer for me to grab that there. So there's that. Those of you who went to Comic-Con, if you went to Comic-Con, leave some comments. I'd like to hear how you thought about it. I heard there was a lot more comic books this year than in years past. I don't think that's going to be the trend. Because like I stated, the comic convention has become a lot more about TVs, movies, cosplay than actual comic books. I kind of long for the days where a comic book convention was comic books, although I understand it has a huge draw and everybody has a reason why they go to Comic-Con, just to be part of the event. So if you did happen to go, let us know how you liked it. Let me know how you liked it. And I look forward to those, thoughts. I got a book from a viewer, Joe Borelli. This is a book called Cantville, one that he wrote. He sent me a copy of this, and thank you so much. Thank you very much, Joe. I'm looking forward to reading this, and when I do, I'll let you know how I thought about it. I haven't had a chance to read it yet, so this is Cantville, a positive and inspiring story for all ages. So thank you very much for that. I got a question from a viewer who asked me, he made the comment, and I've got this comment on it, that when I show the books, the plastics look really nice and what type of items I use. I use 3 types of bags depending on the way I'm going to put them away. So as it relates to the new books that I put in, this is kind of what it'll look like when it's bagged and boarded. That's the one that is already fixed right there. Again, I use 3 boards, and I use any type of board. I use BCW current boards. I buy them in bulk. You can buy them in bulk, a box of 1,000. They're not wrapped, they're just 1,000 loose boards. And I find that just easier for me just to grab them out of a box. And then the bags I use for modern books is BCW Modern Current, but these are for thick comics. Gives you a little bit more room side to side, and I think it just fits naturally. And this is the only bag I use. I buy these by the case, and these are the only bags I will use for all my books. So whatever books I get or whatever bags I get from shops, if it's not one of these, I change it out. So BCW for thick comics right there. You can usually get these, I think it's like $5.99 for a bag of 100. So And if you buy them by the case, you get a little bit of a discount on that. If I'm doing regular Mylar, you've seen the books I show here on Mylar, and I'm using Silver Age for Silver Age books, I will use these right here. These are BCW 2 milliliter Mylar right here. And these cost usually $14, $15, and this comes, I think, in 50 packs of 50. I'll use these with regular, again, like I stated, regular Silver Age boards, and I'll only put 2 to 3. I'll put 2 to 3 on a Silver Age book, depending on the style of book. I also do this for anything that's basically either high-end books that are no later than 30, 35 centers, but everything that's 10, 12, 15 cent, 20 cent, that's over the amount of $10 gets a Mylar bag in my collection. So there's that right there. And then if I'm doing Golden Age, or I want to have a vintage book, which I do with a lot of the horror genre books, I'll use a half-back board from eGerber. You can buy the half-backs. I don't do full-backs. I use half-backs. They work just as good. And what I do is I use one single half-back and 2 Golden Age. So it's a Golden Age halfback and 2 regular Golden Age boards. And then I will use, when I do that, I will do the MyLite 2s right here. I'll use this right there. And you can get, these are packs of 50, $14.99. So there's that right there. They make them look really, really nice. I've shown these, again, on a lot of videos. Let me see if I can see a regular. Yeah, here's a... Just grab something out of here. So this is just a couple of, that's just a regular, this is what you would find in the BCW for the Bronze or Silver Age books right there again. This is basically a 25-cent Tomb of Dracula and then like a regular Captain America. And I would just use these like that because it makes it look really, really nice. And then when I shown the Golden Age books that I have, a lot of the pre-code stuff, all goes in MyLite 2s. So I hope that answered your question. That's all we have for today. Again, I appreciate all the support. I appreciate all the feedback I got on my last video as it relates to my thoughts on CGC. Again, if people are just going to be negative about it, that's their right to do that on the channel. But the thing I like about this comic book community is that everybody has the opportunity to express their own opinion. And everybody can either agree with it or disagree with it, but that's what makes it great, is that we can agree to disagree. So you might not have to agree with my thoughts on CGC, but they're still my thoughts on CGC. So again, I appreciate all the support. I appreciated the thumbs up that I got and the positive comments. So that's all we have for this week. So if you're not a subscriber, hit the subscribe button. If you think somebody might enjoy this channel, let them know about it. And I will see you next week. So I hope you liked the video. But as always, if you didn't, nothing I can do for you. Have a great, great day, and I'll see you next week.